Hello everybody, welcome to General Orlando 327 plays Final Fantasy XIII. This is the third episode of the What If You Don't Like My Way series for Final Fantasy XIII. We're going to be fighting Dahaka a few more times. I'm sorry this didn't go up on Saturday if you're watching these and expecting them to come out as it goes along. I'm sorry this didn't come out on Saturday. I had some issues recording it, and then I got distracted by Warframe and, you know, that whole working to make money so I can live thing. Yeah. If I could skip that part of it, I would be making so many more videos. Then again, the truth is most of my series is I'm like 2 months ahead, and I just haven't gotten around to filming this video because, you know, I could continue with Plotline, or I could just do these, you know, side videos that are interesting, but you know, whatever. So the first one we're going to do here, I've already got this set up, so we're going to do this first. No, we're not. We're going to do it in the order that I wanted to do it in the first place. I saved over the slot that I had this in that had everything set up properly. So we're going to do this again here. So what we're going to do is start with the same setup that we had originally. Cerberus. And then the other one we need is diversity, although hopefully we don't need that. Whoops, that's backwards. There we go. Alright, so equipment. I'm going to have to take a couple things off Sazh and Vanille now. I need that. Might need that. I definitely need that. Whatever. Sorcerer's Mark, Brawler's Wristband. I'm gonna need all of those. Alright. So you, sir, get... well, let's start here. You have the ones that I care about the most. You're gonna get... Sorcerer's Mark. So it turns out we don't really need the Imperil resistance, because if we get to that point, I'm just going to toss a Dispelga, and that'll save me half the time and energy. So I can actually use another slot here. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do it. You need to have Rune Bracelet and the other Brawler's Wristband. You may as well have that, because why not? So you're gonna get, I guess you're gonna get the Power Wristband. And you're gonna get another Magician's Mark. Alright, so we're just going to do the same setup that we did in the actual playthrough, Let's Play, and this one's just going to have, this one's just going to be without shrouds, basically. If we're lucky, we can still do it in just over 1 stagger. If we're unlucky, it might take 2. Last time when I did this, my mic decided not to pick up anything, so I had this whole episode done, and then it decided that it didn't want to do that. Hey, wrong paradigm, aren't I? Let's do this right. I can use that, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get hit hard enough to care. Could have stayed in Smart Bomb, but now I'm gonna switch back to it because he's gonna go staggered in a second here. I just want slow to stick. We need to drive up the stagger gauge just a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do it. Probably won't kill him in the stagger at the rate things are going, but should be able to at least get a couple good scourges on him. Or 3 good scourges on him. I'll take that. Alright. Yeah. Hate it when he does that. Thought he was all the way up, and I shouldn't have. That was fairly obvious that he wasn't all the way up. But whatever. Whatevs. Whatevs. Then the next one we're going to do is just swapping out lightning for Sazh. And doing the same thing. So I do without shrouds. None of these are going to use shrouds today. Without shrouds, that way I'll have Sazh do at least, haste. This is the one that triggers a whole bunch of status effects, so I'll just use a Dispel Gut, and hey look, solve that problem. And then we'll switch back to Smart Bomb because he's practically staggered anyway. Oh. Sometimes that triggers a, sometimes when he uses Diluvial Plague, it triggers it so that he is immune to status effects, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't quite understand. And sometimes he keeps the immunity to status effects when he's staggered, and sometimes he doesn't. I haven't quite figured out what causes any of that. But we're gonna kill this guy. Probably didn't need to put slow on him, to be honest. Alright. So that's run 1. Now the only way that it's this easy is because we have all of our primary rolls already maxed out. Without that, this battle is a bit more challenging. I actually intend on doing a speedrun of this game. Just because I feel like it. Well, I mean, I always feel like it. I actually don't typically do speedruns. This is the only game I've even attempted a speedrun on, because I know it well enough to try it. But we'll see. It's going to be a while yet anyway. We still have quite a few episodes before we even finish the storyline, and then we have all the post-story stuff to do. And then I don't know whether I'll do a speedrun of this right away. Probably not. Oh, wait. Probably ought to help if I swapped out. So the obvious downside of this team is that we don't have a medic. Which doesn't really matter. It's still gonna work just as well, but other than that, everything's basically the same. Oh, no it isn't. Duh, because I have a Synergist. Hello, brain. Alright. Then I just need equipment for... Wrong direction. Rune bracelet. Who has... You do. We are actually probably going to give you You're fine. Fine. Your strength is already high enough. Who cares? Sorcerer's Mark. And I don't have any more. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave it this way. Oh, no, we aren't. Let's actually give her something that gives her a magic wall. Even though I don't need magic on her. Why not? Sure. Let's do that. The other thing I need to switch... No, I don't, because it's already set up this way. Normally, I would need to switch this to the Procyon so that we have the stagger maintenance, which is the best ability that we can use for him in the battle against Dahaka. Just lets him leave it staggered a little bit longer. Especially with this lineup, it helps to maybe kill it in one stagger. I'm hoping I didn't accidentally delete the character setup that I had on here. Knows we get there.
Uh-huh.
I did not. It's good.
Hey, look!
Perfect.
It's acting strange. He must be
Yeah,
weak.
I don't know why we're watching this. It's not like we haven't seen it. All that.
Not our lucky day.
No. We need Libra first. Libra. We're gonna use the Libra scope just in case I need that extra one. TP gives me options between casting 2 renews or Dispelga and a renew. Or Dispelga and 2 renews. Or summon if I really care. I won't, but whatever. Now if I could get my head in the game, that would be nice. So we basically just want to get Bravery and Faith on. Are the important ones. Although that's kind of annoying, but sometimes that can hit some static debuffs on it, but alright, those are the ones we care about, so we should just be able to switch to Relentless Assault at this point, stagger him. If we're lucky, we won't need to heal. Stagger. And as we all know, he doesn't do any damage once he's staggered. Need to boost the chain gauge. Of course, the downside to having Sazh in this lineup is that his attack stat is so low to start with that he tends to use the strike skills that he has, even though he has no attack time. But we can still get 3 Scourges here, hopefully. Yeah, 2 Scourges. I'll take it. The downside is that I might want to actually heal. Although I doubt it. Even if Snow dies, I'm still cold. It doesn't really matter all that much. Screw it. We got the TP. Why not use it?
Not to rush.
Now we have to use the Dispel Gun anyway. Smart Bomb. Get things starting to stick. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, if we're lucky. Oh yeah, Diluvial Plague. Again! I still don't understand why it does it sometimes and doesn't do it other times. Like, see, now he's staggered and it's... No, not he's staggered. But... sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. I haven't figured out that part of his program. Mostly because I don't really care that much, because I'm going to kill it no matter what we do. Alright, so the next setup we're going to do is the default setup that I have in there already, which is Sazh, Fang, and Vanille. So that we have 2 saboteurs and a Synergist. So that way we can get Imperil, which Fang currently does not have. She will soon, relatively. And then the final one we're going to do is Vanille, Hope, and Sazh. 2 Synergists, 1 Saboteur without slow, which, whatever. But no Cerberus. Well, this doesn't have Cerberus either, but it's going to be... The advantage will be try disaster instead of having Cerberus. Let's see. Let me look at my paradigm setup here. Remember how I have these set up exactly. Yep. Yeah, so what I intend to do is go from espionage to decimation. Hopefully we won't have to use smart bomb. That's basically if he lives through the first stagger, which he very well could with this lineup. And then we would go up to relentless assault and aggression like we always do. Well, in this case aggression rather than Cerberus, but you get my drift. Gear. What have I got for gear? That's fine, I don't care. She's got all magic stuff, and he's got a mix of magic and strength. The rune bracelets are still useful, but I don't necessarily need the pearl wristbands or whatever for Imperial resistance. I basically just leave that on Fang because I don't have anything else useful to put in that slot.
Hey, look!
If I gave her a magic increasing accessory, it would at least it would generate a magic wall, but meh. 5-point magic wall in a boss like this isn't that huge. Alright, so we need to start with Libra so we don't waste our time. Status debuffs we don't need. The nice part is that Vanille actually starts with Imperil as long as you've used Libra. Come on, hit him with slow. It doesn't matter because I need the Synergist abilities. There we go. That's what I need. Decimation. Get the rest of the Synergist abilities while we start attacking. The downside of this is that I don't have a setup where only where Fang is a SAB and Vanille is a Ravager without Sazh. With Sazh as a Synergist. Probably could switch that out for this, to be honest. I got everything I need there. We could get Shell. Wouldn't be a horrible plan, but it's not strictly necessary. We usually don't cast Faith until the second time around. Drive this up to about 800, give or take. And then we'll switch to aggression because we still have Vanille to throw up the chain gauge. And we are definitely going to kill this before stagger ends. Well, thanks. This is probably your best option if you don't have shrouds. It's pretty reliable in terms of being able to kill them in the first stagger as long as you know when to switch to what. The next one we're going to do is actually, ironically, pretty decent too. Even though it's a glass jaw kind of. Glass cannon, I guess, is probably a better description. Alright, one last run. And this is pretty much the exact opposite of the one that we did in the Let's Play. It's literally the other 3 characters, which means I don't have Cerberus. I do have Disaster. I don't have any Sentinels. I have 2 medics. Not that I need them. Alright, so swap out. Move Sazh into the front position, and then swap out Fang for Hope. Alright, and this one I actually have to look up the paradigm setup that I use because it's not a party that I typically use, so I have a very specific paradigm setup for this fight. Come on. There it is. No, don't switch pictures. I don't want to look at my salad. There we go. Alright, so we need... We need that. We need that. We need that. Hopefully we don't need that. Oops, I did that wrong. That's what I want. Alright, and that's just in case, for some reason, well, actually it probably will be the case that the Vanille sticks the debuffs before we finish buffing everything, even with 2 Synergists. Alright, and then gear, you need to remove that and that. And then you are going to get strictly attack stuff. You're going to get the Warrior's Wristband in place of your Sorcerer's Mark. Because you're primarily going to be a commando in this until we get to the point that we need Dry Disaster. And then he's basically going to go right back to Relentless Assault anyway, so... you need... Let me see here. Yeah, you need the Shaman's Mark off of you. We want Hope to have slightly higher magic because of the time that Vanille is going to be spending theoretically in medic if necessary. Again, we still have full TP. You don't necessarily even need a medic for this fight if you're fully decked out and have the TP to spare for renews. So that is everything there. Alright, so this is kind of our glass cannon run, although Sazh actually has more HP than Fang does at this point, which is kind of odd. But I need to stop watching cutscenes we've already seen. I'm gonna make this video a little shorter, although it doesn't matter.
Let's get this over with.
Alright, I need to use the though. We have a healer. We actually have 2 healers if necessary, although we don't even put a paradigm in like that. But I'm not really sure why Hope casts Shell and Bravery before he casts before he even casts haste, or does he not have haste? We do want a shell. We need... Yep, there we go. That's everything we need. And where is my... Wow, I didn't even put one in for the case of... I knew I forgot to change something. I forgot that I wanted Smart Bomb in here. And that's a problem. Okay, we need Deprotect, please. Deprotect? And thank you. Alright, Diversity. This didn't really go as planned already, but that's because I forgot to switch one to Smart Bomb. It's okay, because once we get everything set up, then we're golden. So now we can use Try Disaster. After we getting tired of sitting and healing. We still have one renew available to us. We may or may not need to use it. Drive up the stagger gauge. We only need to go up to about 750. This is probably good, because then we still have 2 Ravagers that are using Relentless Assault. So, oh well. Also, why are my debuffs gone? Bloody hell. Yeah, I forgot to put in Smart Bomb. So we're definitely not going to kill him in one stagger. You know what? Let's do this again and do it right. I forgot to put Smart Bomb in. You don't need that one. There we go. Alright, for realsies. Let's do this right this time. I knew I wanted to switch something out of that paradigm setup, and I forgot that I needed a Smart Bomb. Alright. Let's do this again. Libra. Have her wasting time casting silly stuff. Alright, now. Spell half the things I just put on. Of course he is.
Time to pull the old switcheroo.
The only thing we lost is bravery on hope, so meh, whatever. We're still already at a better start than we were. Now, if I switch to Smart Bomb here, we can get rid of Faith, which would be a little bit useful to us. There we go. Alright, then we're going to use Try Disaster to just whip up the chain gauge here. This is the way it was supposed to work. Assault. This is going to be a close one, whether or not we actually manage to kill him in the stagger. Probably not, because we don't have access to Cerberus. Because we're capped out on the damage we're doing right now. So we may get a Scourge that could end it.
How about some of this?
Yeah, didn't quite end it. I use Smart Bomb momentarily. I should be able to get Peril back on him. Of course he is. May just go with it. With all the debuffs we have on, or with all the buffs we have on here. Yeah, none of us got inflicted with slow, so we're gonna go with it. Of course, now I can't get any debuffs on him. Disaster is then. Of course, then he can't stay. We still got this. They'll basically die as soon as we stagger him. Really, with that sliver of health there? I mean, thank you. Alright, so there's a few more ways to run through Dahaka without using any shrouds. Again, some of these only really work because we're up to the top level of top of our all of our primary rolls for Starium gauges, but it works. And now I can get rid of the save file that I've been holding on to for months. Ugh. Alright, anyway. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you might have learned something you hadn't tried yet. I will see you guys this Friday. We'll be doing... let's see. We'll be getting to the final boss of chapter... whatever chapter this is, 11. But we won't actually be fighting him. Because Saturday I will have the video up for the second part of the equipment upgrades in Chapter 11, which is going to be most of the weapons that I use for the remainder of the game, with the exception of 3. We get a better one for... We're going to do one for Lightning, but we get a better one for Lightning. We get Fangs, and we get Sazhes that I use for the remainder of the game in Chapter 12. So... and that's actually the next video that I need to shoot, is the one upgrading those in Chapter 12. So, I will see you guys next time. Everybody have a great day.